welcoming you to chair yoga for the care of Waldenstroms. Chair yoga, the word chair, I think some of us maybe didn't come at first because we thought that's going to be too easy. Or some of us came because, we thought we're going to be sitting down and that should be cool and I won't have to do much. And both of those situations, we were kind of maybe a little bit off the mark. So we do stand up in this class, optionally, of course, use the chair more like a prop or piece of yoga equipment for support. And of course, we do push ourselves to whatever edge or whatever limit we feel that we have. And that might mean holding a pose less or more, depending on our joints or energy levels. That might mean standing versus sitting, taking breaks, taking little sips of water. So we really do move at a mindful pace. And welcoming you back as we get started. I want to share with you right away a breath exercise or breath technique that is just so ubiquitous, so prevalent in my own yoga practice, I consistently forget to teach it. It's just something I'm always doing. And it's almost like it's just in the background. It's called Ujjayi breath or ocean breath, breath with sound. So raise your hand if you've ever heard of this or practiced this breath exercise. Yes, Ujjayi breath. A couple folks, most of you do not practice this, and that's on me. I take responsibility for you not knowing this. So what we do with Ujjayi breath, which by the way means victorious, and I like to think of this as like the sound of all of my fans cheering for me. That's one thing that goes through my mind as I practice Ujjayi breath. So I'd like you to just close your eyes for a moment and listen to my breathing as I do this practice. Maybe you can't really even hear me. Maybe you can hear a very gentle sort of oceanic sounds. If it sounds like Darth Vader breathing, you're doing it too forcefully. But sometimes it's called that. Sometimes we humorously refer to it as Darth Vader breathing. So how do we produce this? And what is the point of doing Ujjayi breath? Ujjayi breath is the best way I know to keep myself present in my asana practice. It forces me to connect my breath with my movement, and it also tells me if I'm working too hard or maybe not hard enough. So Ujjayi breath can help me balance my practice. How it is done is like if you were to try and fog up a window pane with your breath, and you can try this with me. You can take one of your hands and just make a little sound. So you can feel that warm breath on your hands. And notice what throat shape is happening when you do this. So focus on your throat. And notice how you've lightly constricted the back of your throat to produce this sound. And now you can sort of maybe connect with this idea of victorious breath. You can hear all those 10,000 fans showing up for you today, saying, you are here for yoga. Great job, gold stars. Okay, now here comes the tricky part. We're going to actually, midstream of our breath, close the lips and see if we can keep the back of the throat lightly constricted to keep the ha sounds going. So breathing in through the nose. And inhaling with that same throat shape. Seeing if you can get this Ujjayi breath going. Gentle constriction of the back of the throat. It should be a very light oceanic sound. Flowing in and out. We're not forcing it. See if you can allow it to be more like sipping nectar. Sipping in the nectar of the breath. and releasing it. And don't worry if this doesn't come naturally to you right away. This is something that can be developed over time, and you can practice it or not practice it. So let's do a little bit of a breathing centering practice, optionally using Ujjayi breath. I'm going to start with my feet on the earth, my seat on the chair or car seat. One of us is joining us from her car right now. And I'm going to close my eyes or soften my gaze down. And if you're driving, Judy, I hope you don't close your eyes. Okay, good. She's not driving. And we're just going to allow some of the body to relax and some of the body to perk up. So my shoulders, my jaw, my eyebrows, relaxing. My hands, my fingers, relaxing. My core is lifted, my heart is lifted. And I'm engaging with my feet on the earth. And from this nice posture where I can get a little bit of a deeper breath, I'm going to begin to breathe, maybe using ocean breath or Ujjayi breath or not. Inhaling and exhaling at your own pace. Maybe these are the first few breaths you've noticed today. We're not here to judge ourselves. We're just here to observe, observing the breath. Moving in, moving out. Make it an easy breath. See if you could take 3 breaths in a row. Good. And then without even opening my eyes, I'm going to rub my hands together, create a little warmth, a little friction in my hands. A lot of us caring for osteoarthritis in the hands or peripheral neuropathy in the hands. And I'm going to infuse my hands with a bit of kindness towards myself today. Something comes very easily to giving to others and sometimes a little more challenging when we point it inward. So I'm going to just cup my palms over my eyes really briefly. You could take your glasses off if you have glasses. And underneath my palms, I'm going to drink in this stillness, this centeredness. And a lot of us caring for dry eye or eye issues that can come as a result of Waldenstrom's or other issues. So we're just going to roll the eyes around a little bit, maybe lubricate them. And again, I'm breathing here. I could be still doing Ujjayi breath very lightly. And then while I'm here, I'm just going to smooth out my brow and begin to smooth any contours of the face that might need a little bit of relaxation, like the jaw muscles or along the temples. So just caring for any muscles in my face. I tend to forget all about my face. And actually we can carry quite a bit of tension in the face that can then result, that can develop into headache and perhaps even migraine. So good to take care of all the muscles. Maybe you want to even do a little scalp massage. Some of you who have longer hair or hair you can grab onto, you could even grab the hair and pull it away from the scalp. Some of you have told me that feels really good. So any areas where you might need a little extra support. And I'm so happy to see such a great self-care practice developing with you over the years, over the months. And maybe this is your first time taking care of yourself in this way. All right. I'm just going to rest my hands in my lap, maybe put those glasses back on. And last week we learned from one of our practitioners that her eye doctor has given her a practice for her dry eye to blink, right? That's what it was, right, Marty? We're blinking our eyes, open and closed, right, Marty? So I'm going to look at you and I'm going to see how you do this. She's really squinching her eyes shut and then opening them. Squinching, and then she's also smiling because she's got this beautiful beaming smile. So squinching and then opening. Hello. You could maybe do 1 or 2 more of those. I think her doctor prescribed her 20 in a row. We're not going to do that many. All right. Refreshing, refreshing. All right, now let's attend to the neck. The neck, where we carry lots and lots of tension. So I'm just going to be tilting my right ear to my right shoulder. And as I come to center, I'm going to breathe in. Exhaling my left ear to my left shoulder. Inhaling to center. Breath with sound if you like. You got it. Breathing into center. Exhaling to the other side. And we're moving from side to side at our own pace, whatever that might be. Just noticing maybe one side feels a little more restrictive than the other. I might like to linger there a little longer. Right? Maybe one side feels easier. Just noticing. Can you let both shoulders relax and not even be involved? Just the head, tilting from side to side. You got it. And one more on each side. So that's one way we can move our heads. That's the lateral flexion. Our necks, I mean. So now I'm just going to spin, rotate my chin to the right, come to center, spin my chin to the left, and come back to center. I'm going to do that a few times. I'm breathing at whatever pace feels right. Just noticing as I look from side to side, I might take in my surroundings. And I might maybe allow my eyes to land on 1 or 2 things around my room that I really like to look at. Moving from side to side one more time. Right, not tilting, just spinning the chin. Good, and then we're coming back to center. A lot of us caring for neck stuff, so we'll go slowly here. I'm going to lift my chin up just a little bit, so I'm extending my cervical spine, and then I'm going to tuck my chin down just a little bit. Right, lifting the head up, I could breathe in. Tucking the chin down, I could breathe out. Moving at my own pace, inhaling, lifting, exhaling, tucking. Do this a few more times at your own pace. And then we're coming back to center, and I'm going to turn to the side so you can see me here. A lot of you, and myself included, tend to do this, right? We jut our chins forward, and when we jut our chins forward, the pressure we're putting on our necks is a lot greater. There's some amazing ratio, like it's, puts 40 pounds of pressure on your spine there. I don't know what it is, but I'm going to practice tucking my chin. And I'm going to take 2 fingers on my chin, and this is just going to be a real light pressure to remind me what I'm doing. And I'm trying to pull my chin back and then releasing. So I'm almost like I'm trying to make a double chin and releasing to neutral. So pushing my chin back a little bit and releasing to neutral, and seeing what muscles I use to do this. So I'm not tucking my chin down, I'm simply moving it back. So you can see when I jet forward, I know what muscles to use pretty well. But when I try to bring it back, it's a little different. So we'll do one more. And then I'll just take note of that. And throughout our class today, if there are poses where I tend to jut my chin forward, I'm going to remember to turn those muscles on. So let's interlace the fingers behind the base of the skull. Lots of head and neck care today. I'm going to take a breath in. As I exhale, I'm going to push my head back into my hands. So I'm turning on some neck muscles here. And I'm going to release from that. Breathing in. Exhale, push back. Or whatever breath pace works for you. So I'm just releasing effort and pushing back at my own pace. Maybe one more time. And while I'm here, I might also like to come to neutral and just tuck my chin down and put a little tiny bit of gentle pressure. So I'm stretching the occipital muscles underneath the base of my skull. And then we can come up from here and release the arms down and roll those shoulders up, back, and down. Rolling the shoulders up, back, and down. Got it, Marnie. Thank you for the idea on that one. So the idea here is a warm-up of the whole body before we do yoga asana. Asana means posture. So we'll do warm-up of all the joints. I'm going to slide back a little bit so you can see my upper body. I'm going to inhale my arms all the way up, or as far up as feels safe, and exhaling my arms down at my sides. You've got it. So I'm just noticing how far up feels good. Breathing in, breathing out. I'm not going to push through discomfort or pain if I'm caring for issues in my shoulders. You've got it, Joanne. Very good. Exhaling all the way down. Inhaling. Maybe you're practicing Ujjayi breath, gentle constriction of the back of the throat. Make it soft, make it easy. Taking one more inhale. And exhale. All right, I'm going to bring my right arm straight out in front. Wiggle those fingers. And then with the left arm, I'm going to scoop underneath and draw the arm across my body, keeping that right arm straight and the right shoulder nice and low. And I could take a couple breaths here. I might feel a stretch in my shoulder. I might feel some opening in my upper back. Good, and then we'll release and switch sides. Left arm straight out, wiggle the fingers. Scoop underneath with the right arm and draw the arm across the body. That left arm is straight, that left shoulder nice and low. And I'm finding my breath here. And there's that train coming by for you. I live near a train tracks. So that's what that is. And releasing from this, I'm going to bring my arms out to the sides, taking up all the space I need. And I might be able to bring my palms back just a little bit more. And as I do this, I'm going to try to squeeze my shoulder blades together and also arch my back or lift my heart. And maybe the arms come back a little bit farther. Maybe they stay right where they are so I can feel a stretch across the front of my chest. Drop those shoulders down. We don't want them lifted by the ears. And then I'm going to slowly bring my arms and give myself a hug and notice which arm feels more comfortable on top. Is it the right arm? Is it the left arm? And then I'm opening wide. And once again, the palms are coming as far back as I can muster. The heart is lifted. That's good. We need to get that dog involved in this, Lois. And then we're giving ourselves another hug, opposite arm on top. Does that feel really weird, or does it feel kind of normal? Maybe I don't remember which side I did first. Okay, inhale, open wide, arching the back. You've got it, Paul. Exhale, hug in the way that feels normal or go to. And last one, inhaling. Exhale, opposite arm on top. Oh, that's good, Jacques. You got the right one on top, or the left one on top. All right, and then from here, I'm going to bring my hands to heart center. Bringing my hands to heart center. And just for a moment, I'm going to close my eyes and I'm going to envision all of my Walden friends, all the folks in our class right now, all of those who are not able to attend for whatever reason, all of those watching the recording. And I will feel this community for a moment, that I'm part of something larger than myself. And I could maybe take a breath with that. When you're ready, you could interlace the fingers and really squeeze the hands. And then I'm going to push my palms away, juice up the fingers, and then shake out the hands. Another train. It must be train time over here. All right, now I'm going to move my chair back so you can maybe see a fuller image. And I'm going to widen out my stance a little bit. So I have separated my feet a little bit on my new IWMF yoga mat, which I'm working on getting used to. It's kind of smooth, almost like a suede-ish feeling. From here, I'm going to begin to bring some circles into my torso. So I'm just leaning to one side, coming to center, leaning to the other side, leaning back. And hopefully I might feel a little bit like I'm waking up my spine. Breathing in, breathing out. Yeah, caring for yourself in this moment. If you would rather be doing something else, you can do something else. That's always an option. I'm going to move the other direction. And if you decide you need to stand, you could maybe do some hip circles. Yeah, that's good, Susan. Coming slowly back to center and bringing both arms out to the side. So now I am in a strong pose called goddess pose. I've got my feet on the earth. My legs are strong. I might even kind of activate the muscles in my legs. I might keep my heart lifted. I might activate the muscles in my arms. And with all of this strength, I'm going to get sort of flowy in my fingers. I'm going to flick my fingers across my palms, like I'm flicking water off the ends of my fingertips. Going a little faster and faster till I'm going as fast as I can go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the hands down. Let the hands rest in your lap for a moment and take a breath. All right, you're still in that strong goddess stance, right? You've got the legs engaged, the core is engaged, and my arms are strong. And then I'm going to swish my wrists. Maybe it's just a little lazy circle. Maybe I could go a little bit faster. And now I'm going as fast as I can go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the hands down. Take a breath. Really feel that one. Really feel that one. That feels good, friends. I'm going to warm up the lower part of my body here. So I'm going to stretch out my right leg. And you can just do it straight forward in front of you. I'm going to pump my foot down and lift my toes up. So I'm just doing foot pumps, a total of 5 to 10 of these foot pumps to warm up my ankles, calves, and shins. Good. And then I'm going to switch sides. Foot pumps on the left foot. Going as far down as I can, lifting as far up as I can, not pushing through discomfort or pain. Good, and then we're coming back to center. And I'm just going to walk in place here. I've got a nice strong core. I'm swinging my arms along with this. I'm doing opposite arm, opposite leg. Breathing. It's Ujjayi breath or not. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm walking my feet apart again. I'm going to slide my right hand up my right rib cage, lean over to that left side, fill up my right rib cage with my breath. So I'm breathing here, lifting the right rib cage. And then if it would feel okay, I could lift my right arm as well. Breathing into that right rib cage. It looks good, Jane, better than last week. And then we're coming back to center. I'm trying that on the other side. So I'm sliding my left hand up my left rib cage, seeing if I could lift the rib cage with my breath. And then I could lift my left arm and take another breath. Good. Coming back to center, right arm reach up and over, stretching to the left. Coming back to center, left arm lift, up and over, reaching to the right. One more on each side. Really stretching the side body, all those little muscles in between the ribs. Right, we need these muscles for breathing. We need these muscles for moving. And often they become quite inelastic as we age. So I'm going to bring my arms back out to the sides like I did before in my cactus. And I might walk my feet back a little bit closer to center or hip distance. And I'm just going to be turning my torso to the right. As far as feels safe, let the hips, let the knees go with you, twisting from side to side with my breath. Looking to juice up my spine, and this twisting or rotation like this can help bring back some lubrication, not lubrication, but actually can help with dried out discs, right? We can kind of rehydrate a little bit here. And then coming back to center. Coming back to center, I'm going to lean forward, right? And I've got a flat back with this. Those of us caring for osteoporosis are really best to stay away from rounding the back. Some of us have glaucoma, some of us have vertigo, so we might want to stay here, might want to stay lifted. If you feel clear to do so, you might want to fold forward a little bit farther. You could try it out. Maybe if it's not for you, like me, if you have back issues like herniation in the lower back, you might stay somewhat lifted. So we're just figuring out, what is my forward fold? What's my forward fold feel like? And can I find a breath here? If you're really folding forward and you can let the head hang, you can let the head hang. And when I'm ready to come up, I'm going to do so really carefully, slowly, gently. I'm going to take hold of my chair, and I'm lifting my heart, squeezing my shoulder blades together again, and I'm arching the back. So kind of the opposite of rounding, arching. And then I'll come back to neutral and just let the arms dangle and swing. So I'd like to move through some chair sun salutations today. I'm going to turn my chair to the side so you can see me a little bit better. I love the chair sun salutation as a way to move the lymph fluid and get my blood flowing. So it involves, we'll do the first one really slowly. I'm going to inhale both arms out and up. As I exhale, I'm going to fold forward, but only as far as feels safe to me. Inhale, come up a little bit. Exhale, reach the arms forward. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, swing the arms back behind you, grab onto the chair. Inhale, arch the back. Exhale, reach forward again, strong through the core. Inhale, arms rise, and exhale, hands to heart center. Okay, so that's one chair sun salutation. It's my version of a sun salutation that I adapted for us. If you have another way you like to practice sun salutations, feel free to do them. It's one of the greatest ways I know to kind of connect, get into a little bit of a flow, and it's a perfect place to use ujjayi or ocean breath. So let's do 2 more together. If you feel tired, if this doesn't feel right to you, you can just sit and breathe. So I'm inhaling my arms out and up. Exhale, slow fold forward, no hurry. Inhale, lift up a little bit. Exhale, reach the arms forward, strong through the core. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, swing the arms behind you, grab the chair. Inhale, arch the back. Exhale, reach forward, strong through the core. Inhale, arms rise. And exhale, hands to heart center. One last one. You guys are doing great. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, slow fold forward. No hurry. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, arms forward, reach forward. Breathing in, arms rise. Exhale, swing the arms back, grab onto your chair. Inhale, arch the back. Exhale, reach forward, so strong. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, hands to heart center. Keep the hands at heart center. Close the eyes. Find 3 breaths. And as you breathe in and out, maybe you can send out and receive those tendrils of support to one another. Sharing this same rare diagnosis or caregiving for someone who has this rare diagnosis. And then we can take the hands into the lap. I'm going to slide my feet back and I'm going to get ready to stand if this is in my practice today. Option to stay seated if you prefer. So I'm going to come to stand just a little bit and then come right back down. So I'm working on using my glute muscles and my core muscles here. You might like to push down into the thighs, or you might have to hold onto a chair. You might also like to practice another way. Maybe you've got your hands at heart center, maybe you're crossing your arms across the chest. I'm lifting up a little bit and I'm coming right back down. As I do this, maybe the weight can be in my heels. If you have knee issues, you're going to kind of skip this one. And when you're ready to come to stand, that's great, you guys. Come on up, nice and slow. Walk it out a little bit. Grab that sip of water, and of course, stay seated if you're caring for any issues today that prevent you from standing. Today I have a mango ginger tea. It's quite lovely. That's good, Beth. I'm loving your yoga outfit today so much. Okay, so if you're standing or if you're seated, you can find a pose that feels stable to you. Maybe we can think of it as our mountain pose. In my mountain pose, my feet are on the earth. My base is connecting with the earth. I have a nice wide base. And I can think of the crown of my head as the top of my mountain. And I'm moving my mind down to my feet. I could either hold onto the chair for this or not. I'm going to lift all of my toes up off the earth, maybe. Lifting all 10 toes, spreading them wide, and then digging them back down. So I'm just working with my toes for a moment, lifting them off the earth, spreading them wide, digging them down at my own pace. A few times, just like that. And then when I'm ready, I'm going to come up onto my tiptoes and down nice and slow. Again, the chair's here if you need it. Maybe you're working towards doing this without your hand on the chair, and you would like to utilize one or both arms. Breathing in, rising up. Breathing out, floating down. Inhaling. Exhaling. That's good, Catherine. You got it, Joanne. Beautiful. And so nice to have you back with us, Gordon, in our flock of rare birds. Breathing in, breathing out. Could I slow this down for the next 3? Could I slow my descent? Good, and one more. So strong. And then I'm going to come back to walking in place, marching in place, opposite arm, opposite leg. Let it be loose, let it flow. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. I'm going to bring my weight into my right foot. And I'm going to practice standing on one leg, standing on my right leg. I might have a soft bend to my knee, and I might like to squeeze my glute muscle on my right side, zip up my core, and work towards actually seeking my wobble point. And if this is too easy for you, maybe you like to try closing your eyes, only if you feel safe, right? Maybe you're keeping one hand on the chair the whole time. That would also be fine. So I'm working towards doing this 1 minute per side per day so that I can maintain independence and prevent falls. Good, and when I'm ready, I'm coming out of it. How long is 1 minute? Am I actually going to get a wristwatch out and time that? No. I am going to time how long it takes me, how many breaths it takes me, how many times do I take a breath in 1 minute, and then I'm going to do that number of breaths when I'm holding. So generally around 5 breaths, nice, easy ujjayi breaths, could be the length of time you could hold. So I'm going to bring my weight over to my left foot, left leg, pick up my right leg, hug it in, zip everything up, right? If you're seated for this, visualize yourself doing this. Imagine yourself doing this in your mind's eye. And I'm working towards purposefully finding my wobble point. If I wobble out of it, gold stars, because this is where I find improvement. I'm just going to come right back to it. Soft bend to that left knee, finding my breath. Good. And one more breath. All right, kick it out. Walk it out. Opposite arm, opposite leg. And then I'll move towards a stretch here. So I can hold on to my countertop or my chair or whatever's available. I'll take some steps back, keeping my head lifted if I have vertigo or glaucoma. Or I could bring my gaze down towards the earth. If I have very tight hamstrings, I'm going to bend my knees a little bit. So I'd like to experience some space opening up in my spine. some stretch in the back of my legs. As I breathe, I can feel my back expanding with my breath. And then I'm coming up nice and slow. And I'm going to step my right foot forward and bring my left foot back at a little bit of an angle. And I'm bending into my right knee. Squeezing my left glute for warrior one. Warrior one, I've got my right knee bent, my left leg is straight, and my torso is going to come from this leaning forward posture to an upright posture. Yes, très bien. And then I might bring one or both hands onto my heart. I could bring my hands to heart center, or I could keep one hand on the chair. And I'm going to find my Ujjayi breath here. 3 breaths. If I notice my breath is ragged as I do this, maybe I'm working too hard. If I don't notice my breath at all, maybe I should work a little harder. Good. And then I'm just going to shorten my stance a little bit. So both legs will stay straight. And this time I'm going to take a bow and maybe take my forearms to the back of my chair, pulling my belly up towards my spine a little bit. And all of you chin judder forwarders, that's me. This is the moment where I'd like you to turn on those neck muscles and make that double chin. Pull that chin in towards the cervical spine, finding your breath. Walk yourself up nice and slow, stepping the left foot forward, and the right foot can come back at a little angle. We're bending into that left knee. Upright torsos. Squeeze the right glute muscle. That's good, Susans. And then I'm doing what feels best with my hands. I could keep one hand on the chair, one hand on my heart. I could bring my hands to heart center. And I like that. Over at the Shlanskys, they're facing each other and they're warrior ones. Beautiful. Feeling the strength in togetherness, that we're not alone. That's good. One more big breath. And then I'm going to shorten my stance on this side. Both legs are straight. I'm taking a bow. I'm tucking my chin. Finding some easy breaths. I'm taking that pyramid pose when I'm ready. And when I'm ready, I can come back up. Right? Do what feels best for you. I'm going to take a moment to walk it out, getting ready to sit, but I'm not in a hurry to do so. I might take some more marching in place. I might take a sip of water or tea. I might like to do one more standing arching of the back, right? I might take my fists to my low back and pull my elbows towards each other, lift my heart, tucking my chin. Big breath. And then when I'm ready to sit, I'm going to do so slowly, right? So I can feel the chair behind me, and I'm going to bend my knees and kind of stick my butt out purposefully. Use those glute muscles. Come down slowly, slowly, slowly. All right. As I come to sit, I'm going to move to a wind down stretch, and then we'll be in the home stretch here. We're almost done our class. So I've got my right ankle over my left knee. This may or may not be accessible for you. So please modify if this feels painful. I do want to protect my knee joint by flexing, not pointing my right foot here. And you might already be feeling a lot of sensation. So you could stay there. Or if you want more, lean on forward, friends. Lean forward, tuck that chin. Find the breath. Sitting up tall, we can cross that right knee all the way over. And I'm gonna just turn my torso, twisting my torso to the right. I'm using my hands to support my twist, but I'm not using my hands to crank my twist. I'm using the muscles in my core. Finding my ujjayi breath, breath with sound. And exhaling my way back to center. Let's do those same two on the other side, crossing the left knee over the right. You've got it, Lois. And working with what's available here to me. Might want to lean forward if I've got more bandwidth. And I'm noticing what happens with my chin, with my shoulders. It's good, Beverly. Taking some breaths here. Just sharing this space together. One more breath in our hip stretch, our glute stretch. And then coming up to sit, you can cross the knee over. You can take that twist to the left. Right? Support the twist with your hands, but don't crank with the hands. And as I twist my body to the left, I might soften my shoulders and find that ocean breath, ujjayi breath. One more breath. Coming back to center slowly. And then let's close our class today with some 5 more breaths together. So I'm coming to sit. I might take one more stretch. Any parts of the body that I didn't quite get enough, I might do some more side bending. If there's any area that we missed, you could revisit it. And then I'm going to get myself into a comfortable posture. My feet are on the earth. My seat is in the chair. My shoulders are soft and relaxed. My eyes are closed, or my gaze is softening down towards the earth. And I'm just drinking in the breath, this beautiful gift. In through the nose and out through the nose or mouth. And I've let go of my ujjayi breath. And I'm letting my breath just flow in and out. Seeing if I could take 3 more breaths in a row. And then we can close our class by bringing the hands once more to heart center. This gesture, or Anjali Mudra. It's a way to honor that we're all in it together. The divine in me honors the divine in you. And so we can close this class with either listening to or joining in the sound, making the sound of one Om, breathing in for Om. And thanking you so much for your practice today, friends. Namaste. I hope to see you soon. We'll have our strength training class with Sharon on Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. And then we'll have sound meditation the following week, I think it is, on Friday. And we've got a sleep and fatigue webinar coming up at the end of November. I'm so excited for Dr. Rena Fox and her new colleague, Dr. Munch. Munch? I don't really know how to pronounce her name. They're going to be joining us to answer all your questions about fatigue and sleep disturbance. So feel free to email me or check your email. I'm going to be sending out a general wellness newsletter sometime this week with everything we've got going on. Hope to see you soon. Keep taking exquisite care of yourself.